What's going on, Heat fans? It's your boy Ernest here, and I am back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday so far. And with that said, you guys, off we go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. So I got a few things I want to talk about today, you guys. First and foremost, let's get to some summer league action. Unfortunately, the Miami Heat lose their first game in the Las Vegas Summer League. We lose to the Phoenix Suns, which was a terribly offensive game played. The Miami Heat lose 70-73, bringing the record to 1-1. This game was filled with turnovers, you guys. A lot of players made a lot of mistakes. Jaime Jaquez doesn't play again because of the shoulder injury. I think they're probably just holding him out at this point. Jokic played. Even with the foot injury, he gutted it out. He didn't really play a lot, though. He played 19 minutes, was 0 for 6, 3 points, 4 turnovers. This team collectively had over 20 turnovers. You have guys like Orlando Robinson with 6, Drew Peterson with 4, Jamal Cain, Drew Smith both have 3, Bouye has 6. A lot of people were just fumbling these turnovers. It was a terrible game to watch, but with it, remember, like I say, you guys, the Summer League is not about getting that Summer League trophy. We don't care. We want to see out of all these players who's going to help us this upcoming season, especially with the Damian Lillard trade possible. Are there any diamonds in the Summer League? So let's talk about a few standouts. Even though with all the turnovers, some guys impressed me. You had Jamal Cain with 28 minutes. He gives you 18 points, 5 for 9 shooting. He is continuously showing us, you guys, that he is NBA ready. I think Jamal Cain is a great guy to have, especially with Jimmy Butler knowing that he's not going to play anywhere from 15 to 20 games in the season. Caleb Martin is going to be taking over Jimmy Butler's role when he's out. And right there, you can slide Jamal Cain into Caleb Martin's role when Caleb Martin has to start for Jimmy Butler. I think Caleb Martin is an incredible third wing player to have on any other basketball team in the NBA or a lot of other teams. He could definitely be a great wing player, a great bench rotation player. So we're very lucky to have him. I think, Jamal Cain is great. And then right there with him, our other standout from the Summer League, Orlando Robinson, another solid game. Even though he has 6 turnovers, which is something he needs to work on, he did foul out of the game as well, which is very costly because this was a tight game. But he does give you 15 points, 9 rebounds. He does hit another 3-point shot. He goes 6 for 10 for the field, getting 60%. Like I said about Jamal Cain, Orlando Robinson, another guy who's ready. This is a guy where now that we know what we're doing with this Heat roster, we know that the 2024 season is all about winning a championship. So now we can understand, hey, maybe we can give Bam Adebayo some games off late in the season, get him ready for the playoffs, because we have guys like Thomas Bryant and Orlando Robinson ready to play. And I'm not saying load management is the best thing in the world, you guys, but sometimes you do know when it's best to give certain players games off to rest them for the playoffs. It's what we just talked about with Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo, even though he's going to be 26 next year, he can play all 82 games. It is something to monitor, especially if he does get injured. And again, you guys, great showing by guys like Jamari Bouye and Drew Smith, our point guards. Not the best games in the world. Bouye goes 3 for 10, 7 points, but he gets you 9 assists. He gets you a block. He shows his speed out there. And then Drew Smith, 7 points, 4 assists, a steal, a block, 2 3-point shots made. These are 2 guys that I'm watching, you guys, as a possible Gabe Vincent. It's like I've mentioned before. We don't know what's going to happen with some of these trades. As of right now, the only point guard we have on this team that can play the position is Kyle Lowry. He's most likely going to be traded in the Damian Lillard package. So we'll have Damian Lillard, hopefully, but then we don't have a backup point guard. So one of these guys is somebody to keep your eye on. And I'm sure Miami will probably grab someone from the veteran minimum. That's a possibility as well. Drew Peterson, I did say Drew Peterson was a standout, and he shows it again. He gives you 13 points, 4 rebounds, hits 3 3-point shots. Drew Peterson is one of these undrafted players that we grabbed that I feel that can make our rotation this season. He could probably even get himself a 2-way contract. He started every game in the summer leagues. He's showing his hustle. So Drew Peterson is a great standout in my eyes. I really would have liked to see Patrick Garner get some more minutes, but I guess the Miami Heat training staff is seeing something that we're not thinking. So definitely good to see there. Um, it sucks that we lose this summer league game, but you do see a few standouts with players. And it's like I say, you guys, this is something that definitely we want to keep our eyes on who can help us moving on in the future. Now, with the future, there's a few things I want to talk about there. Yesterday, I spoke about it a little bit. There was an interview by Joe Cronin. He was introducing the re-signings of Thibault and Jeremy Grant. And he did talk about Damian Lillard a little bit. Now, he didn't really go into specifics, but I had a few people in my comments, basically saying, oh, well, Joe Cronin said this, and, it could take months. And, I mean, look, I know a lot of you guys have heard me say this before, and I know people out there are going to listen to what Joe Cronin says and make it a big deal. I'm saying this right now. I'm not buying anything that he says. I strongly feel that this trade to Miami will happen. Chris Mannix was on the Rich Eisen show, and he basically reported that the Miami Heat are the front runners. Chris Mannix is a main NBA insider. Rich Eisen show, I'm sure a lot of you guys know that show. He's a very well-known journalist. He has this huge viewing show. Chris Mannix is on there saying that basically as of right now, they're playing a game of chicken. Portland feels that Miami's offer that they made is not possibly the best offer. And I see it from both sides, you guys. I understand Miami's side. 1 second, you guys. Sorry about that. Anyways, so as I was saying, I do see it from both sides. Let's look at it from Miami's perspective. Miami is seeing that with Aaron Goodwin calling certain teams that have been interested in trading for Damian Lillard and telling them to not trade for him. With also the fact that Damian has specifically requested to come to Miami, and he has mentioned to Chris Haynes that he does want to play with Caleb Martin, Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler. It seems like Miami is making offers to Portland that's not their best offers, which makes a lot of sense because if you're Miami and you know that this guy wants to come specifically to your team and his agent is calling other teams, telling them to back off, you don't need to make your best offer. Now, Portland, they don't want a Bradley Beal trade. If you guys remember, Phoenix Suns basically gave pennies on the dollar to get Bradley Beal. Portland obviously doesn't want to do that. So that's why Joe Cronin is going to come on these networks and say, if it takes months, it takes months. Or he's going to say that bullshit he said before about how they want to build around Damian Lillard, but then the trade request comes a week later. It's like I've said before, you guys, these general managers are going to say whatever they can to keep their stock high. Joe Cronin will lose his job if he trades Damian Lillard for nothing. Portland has an opportunity of not only building for their future, but winning soon. Because you don't know what this combination of Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons can be. I mean, for all you know, they're not going to be that great, but what if they're a playing team? What if they actually win games? Now you have a young team to build on. You have draft capital for the future. And what Portland is trying to do is get the best assets possible. I understand Portland's perspective. They want to do right by Damian Lillard, but they don't have to. They don't have to. They can just sit down and wait for the best offer. Now, the longer this takes, the more disgruntled Damian Lillard's going to be. But Joe Cronin just basically, he has to be comfortable being uncomfortable right now. And I can respect him. I can respect what he's doing as a general manager. He's not just going to, boom, make this trade and get the worst offer possible. I'm sure that he saw last season, the whole thing with Donovan Mitchell, the whole time that the trades were either New York or Miami. Then the Knicks were the front runner. It was Knicks, and then Cleveland swooped in at the last second with a great offer. Now, even though that Damian Lillard's agent is turning teams off with saying that he won't report to camp, a team can just say, hey, screw it. Let's take the risk. Let's take the gamble. He's signed for 4 years, so it's not like he's not going to play basketball. See, that's a possibility, you guys. So as confident as I feel that this deal will happen and probably has already happened, nothing is put in paper. So Miami needs to calm down with these low ball offers. They need to they need to come up with something that's going to appease both sides. But it's like I said before, you guys, I understand Miami. I respect Miami's business side. I get what they're doing. They feel they have the leverage. So they're not going to give their best offer until they truly have to. But when you truly have to give the best offer, will it be too late? That's a question we need to ask ourselves, you guys. So I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys feel about this Joe Cronin interview that he cut yesterday? Do you feel it's bullshit, or do you think it actually means something? Do you think that do you think this saga can take that long? I think the trade is going to happen soon. I did see a report yesterday by Shams. I did mention it briefly, you guys, but there are multiple teams that are interested in taking Tyler Hero and giving Miami a first-round pick, maybe multiple. Two teams that are highly noted is the Brooklyn Nets and the San Antonio Spurs. I had a San Antonio Spurs get in my comment yesterday and did mention that Tyler Hero to the Spurs would be a great fit, and I believe that as well. Victor Wembanyama and Tyler Hero running the future of the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio is going to get back to their glory days in the next few years. I think San Antonio would be the perfect fit in this three-team trade, but Brooklyn will as well. Brooklyn has this young team led by Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. You slide Tyler Hero in there, Brooklyn is set for the future. So that is why I feel and know that this trade will happen, simply because there are suitors out there for Tyler Hero. It's just about what Miami is willing to give and when is Portland ready to make this offer. We know what Portland wants. They want four future first round picks and 2 quality players. Now, I think what's happening is Miami Heat is not willing to give up guys like Caleb Martin, maybe possibly even Nikola Jovic. They can't trade Jaime Jaquez yet, but I think Miami is trying to do this trade and to not be able to give up those quality pieces, simply because Damian Lillard has requested to simply come here. Miami feels they may have the leverage. Now, this is a report from Chris Mannix. I haven't really heard anything from Ira Winderman or Ethan Skolnick or any of the big Miami Heat reporters like Barry Jackson to confirm this. But I do believe Chris Mannix. He is a very credible reporter. If he does say something, I think it is mostly accurate. So this is something we want to keep our eye on, you guys. So let me know what you think. Do you think the longer that this trade request goes on, Miami may lose their shot on getting Damian Lillard? I don't think so. I think Miami is definitely going to make this deal. I think the deal will happen soon. It's just all about logistics at this point. And then also, guys, let me know what you think about the Summer League team. Who do you think in the Summer League can stand out and help us this upcoming season? Give me 2 players on who you think can help us, and also give me a dark horse on who you like in this team for a future standout. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment, let me know your thoughts, and most importantly, bang that subscribe button, you guys. Until next time, your boy Ernest out, and that is enough said. Let's go Heat.